Hello students, how are you? Today we will start next chapter of class 10th. Name is Coordinate Geometry. Chapter number 7. So first we will understand what is coordinate geometry. Then we will solve it. So today we will start its introduction. Try to understand better. I want to tell, show one chapter is AP in your 10th class, then coordinate geometry, then we can say, what we can say, trigonometry, then construction, then what we can say, statics, and then probability. So these are very easy chapters. So sometimes some students are not working and in 10th class not able to understand any topic. So they can revise these chapters. They can try to understand these chapters. One chapter, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this 6 chapters. Total 15 chapter, 14 or 15. So near about half syllabus. So easily able to get how much? Minimum half marks or able to pass. So it's my request, if not able to complete syllabus, not able to revise complete syllabus, so must revise these chapters to pass in exam. Later on mathematics taking or not taking, that doesn't matter. But mathematics coming all here in all competitive exam, either in the form of mathematics or in the form of reasoning or both. So it's important part of it, just telling it. This is not my work, but I want to tell you. So today we will start what we will start coordinate geometry. So first coming in your mind, what is coordinate geometry? What's its meaning? So word saying coordinate. Coordinate meaning combination. What's the meaning of coordination? Coordination need, combination needs, cooperation needs, saying like this. So it's also a combination of what? Algebra. What's algebra? Algebra and geometry. Algebra and geometry. So solving algebra in the form of geometry. Actually, if we are talking about geometry, geometry meaning Euclid geometry. Euclid geometry, or what we can say basic geometry. We are talking about this. So, but here is coordinate geometry. What's coordinate geometry? So much difference. You can say pure geometry. What's its name? Pure geometry we can say. Pure meaning you understand. And this is not pure, we can say combination algebra plus geometry. And this you know, mathematics is the father of all science. And algebra is the heart of mathematics. Algebra is the heart of the mathematics. So in this chapter, we will understand what is coordinate geometry. Understood? What is origin? This you understand in 9th class also. What's x coordinates, what's y coordinates, this also you know. But I can tell you from starting, step by step I will tell. I will tell this is a dot. point we can say, because starting of anything from this point. So it's how many dimension? Understood? This is a line, it's how many dimension? And if we are having a shape like this, how many dimension? This figure, shape of 3D, we are saying using word 3D. This is a what? Cylinder. What figure is this? Cone. So how many dimension? Understood? If two dimension plane also saying. Two dimension plane meaning this plane is this whole plane. Understood? And if we can divide this whole plane or this board we have taken like this, so this plane become Cartesian plane. I will try to tell each and everything, try to concentrate. I will try to clear your concept also from the starting, what you have done in 9th class. 9th class finding what? Coordinate of a point. Understood? And here we will do. So in this chapter, roughly idea I can give, if you can understand two formula is applicable. One formula is the distance formula, second one is the section formula. Like this in AP, arithmetic progression also two formula I told you. So if you can know about these formula, you will get full marks related to this chapter. So that's why I'm saying this is an easy chapter. And if you can understand, then it's become so much easy. So we will start now this. So try to understand. And if anywhere any problem, then try to cooperate with me. I will try to tell you. So this is coming here. So first definition given, some definition given about coordinate geometry. I can tell you, first is given, it's a branch of geometry. Meaning coordinate geometry is a branch of geometry which involves application of algebra. I told you. So solving the problem of algebra in the form of geometry. And what's the meaning of algebra? Where constant and variable are connected with the four basic operation of mathematics. Basic operation meaning plus, minus, add, plus, minus, multiplication and division. So many definition coming, starting of algebra where first is what? Variable. So that's not our concept, but I want to tell what's the definition of variable, where constant and variable are connected with the four basic operation of mathematics. It's meaning if constant and variable are connected with each other with any four operation of mathematics, that is known as variable. But here we will show algebra with the help of geometry. That geometry is known as coordinate geometry. Or we can say Cartesian geometry, or we can say analytical geometry. In coordinate geometry, two perpendicular intersect each other at a point is known as origin. So saying like this, so we are having, so we can start also like this. If we are having a line like this, you know in between this zero, yes or no? In the right hand side, this is my right hand side, all positive numbers, positive real number. What's positive real numbers, or we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then what 6, then 7, here -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, like this. So real number we can represent here on this number line. Either it may be rational or it may be irrational. But where we need this, if we are having a point here, then we cannot represent that point on this number lines. So that's why we divide this whole plane into two parts. Understood? And here is what? Both 0, x and y. So this is known as origin. Roughly I tell you It's written known as origin. Then these perpendicular line divide the whole plane into 4 parts. I told you in ninth class also given. So here also again I want to tell you. So how can I tell you? Look one time. If we have taken, what we have taken, this is. So this is first quadrant, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth. So that's why written there. These two perpendicular lines divide the whole plane meaning this plane, which is in front of you, or we can say this digital board divide into 4 parts. One part is this, other part is this, third part is this, fourth part is this. And this is the origin. This is what? Origin. So already I told you. So understood, I think. That's why written these perpendicular lines divide the whole plane in 4 parts, and the plane consists of these perpendicular line is known as Cartesian plane. So if we can divide this plane into 4 parts, then that planes become Cartesian plane, coordinate plane, analytical plane. Understood? X coordinate, this you have done in class 9th. X coordinate name is abscissa, and Y coordinates is known as coordinate name is ordinate. Understood? So first I want to tell you, so this is known as x-axis. What's it? X-axis. This is known as y-axis. Understood? So if you are having a point here, so its distance from this point and this point is known as x and y. And what are x and y? X and y are the coordinate. Combination become coordinate. And if only x we are taking, then we can say abscissa. Y we are taking, then we are saying ordinate, which is given in 9th class. Understood or not understood? So, and saying this is the positive part of x-axis. Watch, positive parts. Here x becomes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the positive part of y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a negative part of y-axis, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. And this is the negative part of x-axis, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. So again, I can tell, this is given in 9th class. In the first quadrant, both x and y are positive. If lying in this plane, this till infinity and this, till here also. If point lying in this plane, definitely of this form 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Understood? And if lying in the second quadrant, x is negative and y is positive. So how can -1, 7, -3, 5, -3, 8, -20, 9. In first quadrant, both x and y positive. In second quadrant, x is negative, y is positive. In third quadrant, both are negative. Understood? So like this, -1, -2, -6, -7, minus 3, minus 12. So like this. In fourth quadrant, x is positive and y is negative. So how can 1 minus 2, 3 minus 2, 5 minus 8? So these two perpendicular line, this horizontal line is known as x-axis, and this is known as the negative part of the x-axis, and this is known as the negative part of y-axis. This point name is O. O meaning origin, and coordinate of x and y are what? 0 here. So I think you understand this and you know this. And if I have written x equal to 3, 3 and 5, I have written. So its meaning 3 is this. What's its meaning? X equal to 3, what's its meaning? The distance of a point from the y-axis is 3 units. Show where its distance is how much? Same. What's same? Why? This is 5. What's the meaning of 5? This. Its meaning distance of a point from the x-axis is 5 units. Not understood? So again I want to tell, look here. This we have taken. This is this. This is the origin. This is the origin. And it's written x equal to 3. So x equal to 3 is like this 1, 2, and this is 3, this point. If 3 and y is 0, then this point lying here. So it's coming here. So x equal to 3 meaning distance of a point from the y-axis is 3 units. And similarly y equal to 5, it's meaning distance of a point from the x-axis is how much unit? 5 units. I told you quadrant, in first quadrant both are positive, both are meaning x and y. In second quadrant x is negative, y is positive. In third quadrant both are negative, both meaning again x and y. In fourth quadrant x is positive and y is negative. And what's the meaning of it? So again come on the topic. I told you abscissa, y is not the coordinate. If only x coordinate we are telling, it's meaning we are telling abscissa, and only y coordinate we are telling, y coordinate we are telling, it's meaning ordinate. And if both are telling, they become coordinate of that particular point. Written here. And this is the first person who tell about this coordinate geometry. So that's why saying he is the father of the coordinate geometry. So this is not coming in your exam, but for your knowledge you must need Rene Descartes. This is the person who first told we can solve algebra with the help of geometry also. So that's why this name given coordinate geometry. Then what saying? Coordinate geometry, Cartesian geometry, and what? Analytical geometry. So now again come here. So this, we have taken this. Why taken? So first we will try to understand about dimension. So how many dimension? Point is always 0 dimension. Dimension understands 1D, 2D, 3D. These days we are talking about 3D. So 1D, 2D, 3D up to where? ND. But not given in our syllabus. In 10th class, 9th class given 2D. Only talking about a plane. And if combination of these points, what's making? Making a line or line segment. So if any point lying on this, it's meaning talking about one dimensional. About one dimensional. Circle, parabola, understood? So these are two dimensional. It's meaning their length and breadth is this. 3-dimension example, this. Cube is an example of 3D. Cylinder is an example of 3D. Cuboid an example of cube or cuboid. I think you know about these. These are the example of 3D. So this is not our topic in +1 and +2 given. Our topic is this, two-dimensional things. So we will find out these. We will try to understand these one by one. So we can start these. Yes or no? So there are, I told you how many dimension and n dimension. So about n dimension, who told us? Hilbert told about this concept, but that's not related to us. So just telling to you, so now we can start our topic. So I think you understand. So definition I told you, these. So try to understand what is coordinate geometry. I told you it is a combination of algebra and geometry. And what's its another name? Cartesian geometry, analytical geometry. And what's in it? This two perpendicular line divide the whole plane into 4 parts. This is known as Cartesian plane. So if whole plane divide into 2 parts, then that plane convert into Cartesian planes. And where these perpendicular planes, perpendicular line intersecting each other, that point name is origin. And coordinate of both x and y is 0 at where? Origin. So I told you these all things. Father of this I told you. Now we can start. So in class 9th your studies to locate a point, position of point on a plane. We require a pair of coordinate axes. This distance of a point from the y-axis is called x-coordinate. I told you, like this, like this. And we are having a point here, and it's written x and y. X and y. So its meaning is this point, this distance is x unit, and this distance is y unit. This unit. So that's why written in class 9th you have studied that to locate the position of a point. So if anybody saying, anybody what saying? This is a point saying. And we have given like this. And saying locate this point. So it's meaning perpendicular on the x-axis, perpendicular on the y-axis. Its distance from the y-axis is x-coordinate and its distance from the x-axis is y-coordinate. And what are these? You know, x-axis and y-axis, and this point coordinate all you know, 0, 0. Where both perpendicular intersect each other, there both axes, x-axis and y-axis become 0, 0, and that's why it's saying origin. Understood? Yes or no? The distance of a point from the y-axis is called x-coordinate, that I told you. Like this, distance of this point, this is x-coordinate. And distance from the x-axis, this is known as y-coordinate. X-coordinate, another name is what? Abscissa. This is written here. And the distance of a point from the x-axis is called y-coordinate or ordinate. The coordinates of a point on the x-axis are called, if you can find out any point lying on here, here, anywhere, so here y becomes 0. It's x1 0, this is x2 0. But definitely what are these x1, x2, x3, we don't know. But definitely we can say y is 0 here. So that's why written x-axis are of the form this written x1 0, x2 0, x3 0, x4 0, and point on the y-axis are of what form? X becomes 0, y1 0, y2 0, y3 0, y4. So that's why written this. I think you understood this and you know this. So first we can start what? Distance formula. Understood? So we have taken one example. What we have taken? One example. So our topic is distance formula. So 100% I can say this not coming in your exam. How can find out distance formula? But question related to this distance formula coming in exam. But it's better if you can understand how can we derive distance formula. So one example saying, let us consider the following situation. One situation given to you. A town B is located 36 kilometer east. 30 kilometer east. Yes or no? So as you know, on map, here is north, here is south, here is east, and here is west. Always upper side, what's in the map? North. Down side, south. In the right hand side, east. In the left hand side, west. So we have taken this point. This point we have taken. Okay, a town B is located 36 kilometer east. So we are moving 36 kilometer here. In the direction of the east, and 15 kilometer north of the town A. So town A is this, and we have to find out these are the coordinate of which point B. Point B meaning town B, saying it's 36 kilometer in north, and then you have to move how much? 15 kilometer in north. So north, 15 kilometer north of the town A. Understood? So this is the town B. This is the town B. Yes or no? How would you find the distance from town A to town B without actually measuring it? These points given. So we can find out like this, joining this. Understood? So what are the coordinate of this point? This is 0 0. We are starting from here. And what are the coordinate of this point? 36 0. Understood? And what are the coordinate of this point? 36 kilometer and 15. Yes or no? Not understood? So beta, this is here 0 0. So which one increase? This x-axis. X-axis we can take this, or otherwise we can take like this. So this point is lying on the x-axis. So definitely y is 0, and on x-axis this is 36, and this point like this. X coordinate meaning distance from the y-axis. This is the y-axis. This distance is 36. This is 15. It's meaning distance from the x-axis. This is the 15. Got or not? So we can find out its distance. This distance AB without measuring it? Yes or no? Next. Easily able to find this, understood or not? Or not understood? Otherwise, here we can apply this method also. Directly we can find out this distance. What's become? It's become a right angle triangle. This has become right angle triangle. This is perpendicular, this is base. So hypotenuse, we know hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. So this is just like that if both the points lying on the same quadrant. So this is, we can find out. Next is what? Now suppose 2 points lying on the x-axis. Can we find the distance between them? Yes. If we are having like this, this is the x-axis, you know. This is y-axis, you know. Understood? So A point is, coordinate is this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Saying A point coordinate are 4 and 0. It's meaning this point lying here. 4 and 0. Another one is here, 6 and 0. The point A and B line on the x-axis, and if anybody is saying, find out this distance, find out this distance, so easily we can find out this distance, how much? 1 unit, 2 unit. Understood or not? Now take from the figure, you can see that OA, this is 4 unit, and what is this? 6 unit. 6 minus 4, how much? 2 unit is your answer. So its meaning is what? If 2 points lying on the same axis, similarly, if we are having a point, this point here, this is what? 0 and 3 we can take, and this is a point, what's 0 and 7. So this is 3 unit, and this distance total 7 unit. So 7 minus 3, how much? 4 unit. What's its meaning? A point lying on the same axis, 2 points lying on the same axis, then easily we can find out the distance between them. So if 2 points lying on the x-axis, we can easily find the distance between them. Either lying on the x-axis or lying on the y-axis, then easily we can find out. Now suppose we take 2 points lying on the y-axis. So then also we can easily find here, taken 1 point, this in example, one I told you, another taken C point is this, whose coordinates are 0 and 3. Another point is this, whose coordinate D, 0 and 8. And how much distance between these? So CD equal to 8 minus 3, how much? 5 units. Which is given in figure 7.2, this figure. Yes or no? Understood this or not? So easily we can find out, I told you, if point lying on the same axis, we can find out easily their distance. And what happened if 1 point lying on the x-axis, other point lying on the y-axis? Next condition is what? So which type? Which type meaning one One point coordinate of this 4, 0 or what it may be, and this is 0, 6. So like this in this figure taken OA, this is OA. One point is here taken. Understood? So next you can find the distance from A to C. A is this. A is here, which is lying on the x-axis and whose coordinate are 4 and 0. And B, this is point is C, whose coordinate are 0 and 3. 0 and 3. So OA, this is how much unit? 4 unit. And this is how much unit? 3 unit. The distance of A to C is how much? How much? This distance is how much? So it's become a right angle triangle. This point is C, this is point A, this is O. What is this? This is 4 unit and this is 3 unit. So Pythagoras theorem we can apply. So what's it's become? 5 unit. You know Pythagoras theorem we can apply. And if we have to find out the distance of what? Distance of BD. Distance of BD. What? This is BD. This is BD. X point, B point is lying on the x-axis and D point is lying on the y-axis. So first I want to tell, first I told if both points lying on same axis, either on x-axis or y-axis. Second, discussing if one point lying on x-axis and other on y-axis, but same quadrant. Understand quadrant meaning? So these perpendicular line divide whole plane into 4 quadrant. So this distance we have to find out. So this is, what is this? This from here to here. You know how much is this? 6 unit. And what is this? This is 8 unit. And what is BD? Become a right angle triangle. This angle become 90 degrees. So how much? 64, 36, 100. This is coming plus minus 10. But length is always positive. So what's coming? 10 units. So the distance between the point B and D is 10 units. Understood or not? Yes or no? So able to find if 2 points lying on the same axis, you can easily find out distance. And if 2 points lying on the different axis but on the same quadrant, then also we can find out by using Pythagoras theorem. Third one, third one is this. Now if we consider 2 point not lying on the coordinate axis. In first case, both points lying on the same axis. Second case, both points lying on the different axis. If one on x-axis, other on y-axis, but in the same quadrant. And third one, third point is this. Two already I have written here. If both points lying on the same axis, if either on x-axis or y-axis. If one point lying on the x-axis and other on the other axis. Understood? So this we understood. So then what's coming? Other axis. Understood? So this we understood. What's in? So then what's coming? So this understood, but once again I can repeat this if you don't understand. So we can start from here. So first is what's given. This is given to us. This is given to us. So what's given? This. So first I told you, what I told you, if both points lying on the same axis meaning you have taken one example like this, and one point is lying here, another is lying here, so its coordinate are 3 and 0, its coordinate are 5 and 0. So this is 3 unit distance from this origin, and its distance from what? This is 5 unit. So 5 minus 3, how much? 2 units. Second, I told you, what I told you, if 2 points lying on the different axis meaning x and y axis. Again, I can repeat this if you not understood. So look here. Like this, we are having what? So if 2 points lying on the x-axis, we can easily find distance between them. And if 2 points lying on the y-axis, then also easily we can find out. Now suppose we take 2 points lying on the y-axis. Easily I told you. Then next you can take the distance of which meaning. Next what we can take? 2 points lying on the different axis, one on x-axis, other on y-axis. Just like this, we have taken example. This is point A. What is this? This is a point A. What are its coordinates? 4 and 0. And one point lying here, and C, its coordinates are 0 and 3. 0 and 3. And we have to find out distance between them. So distance between them is this. This become perpendicular. Sorry, this become right angle triangles. This distance how much? 4 unit. This distance 3 unit. If we are having a right angle triangle, and this is given how much? 3 unit, and this is 4 unit. And we have to find out distance between these points C and A. So this is 90-degree angle. So opposite this what? Hypotenuse. So how can we find out? Square of this 9, square of this 16, how much? 25, and square root of 25 plus minus 5. But length is always positive, so how much? 5 units. So distance between these points is 5 units. Similarly, we can take another example. One point line on the x-axis, its coordinate are what? This point, its name is B, and its coordinate are these 6 and 0. I already told you, if a point lying on the x-axis, its meaning its distance from the y-axis. So this distance, how much? 6 unit, and one point lying on the y-axis, this point, this. So its distance from the x-axis is how much unit? 8 unit. So again become, what's become? This type of triangle become, this point name is D and this point name is B, and this is 6 unit, this is 8 unit. Again this is become a right angle triangle, this is opposite to its hypotenuse, and what is that? 10 units. So without measuring we can find out. Understood? So this is second point I told you. First, if both the point lying on the same axis. Second, if both the point lying on the different axis. And third one is this, if both point not lying on the coordinate axis. If both, so here you have to understand. Here you have to use ninth class. Now we consider 2 points not lying on the coordinate axis. Then how can we find out the distance between them? Yes, we shall use Pythagoras theorem to do so. Let us see an example. In figure 7.3, the point P. Here is this point P. This is a point P. Given whose coordinates are 4 and 6. And what's the meaning of it? P is a point on the plane whose coordinate are 4 and 6. Its meaning 4 and 6. Its meaning its distance from the y-axis is 4 unit and its distance from the x-axis is 6 units. If you can measure like this, this and this. So this is 4 unit and this is 6 unit. Its meaning is this. Understood? So now I will tell you. So if third case is this, if both point not lying on the coordinate axis. So P point we have taken. What type of points? Whose coordinates are 4 and 6. And so to do so, let us example in figure the point P and the Q. And another point is Q. We have taken. Whose coordinates are 6 and 8. What's its meaning? Its meaning is this, the distance of this point from the y-axis is 6 unit. And its distance from the x-axis is how much? 8 unit. Meaning is this. Understood? We have to find out this. This distance we have to find out how much is this. So what you can do? So what we can do? We can draw perpendicular on the x-axis from this point, this perpendicular. This is the point R. You know this line. What are the coordinates of this line? Its meaning x remain 4 and change in what? Y. So here is a point R. Its coordinates what's become lying on the x-axis. So y become 0. This is become 4 and 0. And again we can draw perpendicular on the x-axis from this point Q. This is, we can say, this perpendicular. What are the coordinates of this point? S, 6 and 0. 6 and 0. So how much distance is this? This point lying on the x-axis, this point lying on the x-axis. So 6 minus 4, this is 4 unit, this is 6 units, so 2 units. Understood? And from P, we can draw perpendicular on this point also, and name of this point is D. This is 2 unit, so how much this? 2 unit. Got or not? P point coordinates are 4 and 6. So this is like this. So its coordinates are what? Its distance from the x-axis remain same. Its meaning y-axis is remain. What's remain? Same. And what is this? This. And this is coordinate of this line. Whose coordinate remains same? Its distance from the y-axis remains same. Its meaning x coordinate. This is 6. This is 6. So these all show how much this? How much this? This is also 2 unit. Yes or no? Again become a right angle triangle. Like this. Its coordinates meaning 2 unit. And this also 2 units. And this is P, this is Q, and this is T. This is right angle triangle, so opposite to this. Apply Pythagoras theorem. 4 plus 4 equal to 1 root 8. It's meaning 2 and root 2. So how much distance? 2 and root 2. So third point I told you, if both points not lying on the axis. First I told you both are lying on the same axis. Second I told you both are not lying on the same axis, or we can say lying on the different axis. And third one I told you, if both point not lying on the any axis, lying in the any quadrant. This understood? Check now this also. Till now talking about one quadrant. Understood? Now fourth point is this. Fourth point is this. If both the points not lying on the any axis and not lying in the same quadrant also. So look one time, consider the point P. We are having this point P whose coordinates are 6 and 4. Again I want to tell, saying point P whose coordinates are 6 and 4, both are positive, so lying in the first quadrant, and x equal to 6, its meaning is this: distance of point from the y-axis is how much? 6 unit, and y equal to 4, its meaning is distance from the x-axis is 4 unit. I told you. So consider the point this and q points. This given x equal to -5 and y equal to -3. Lying in which quadrant? 3 quadrant. So this point is lying here, this. And its meaning also x equal to -5. So its meaning is not that its distance from the y-axis is -5 unit. It's minus sign only showing its quadrant. Understood? Its distance from the y-axis again 5 unit. Understood? Its distance from the this distance, sorry, wrong I have written. What written? Wrong. and y equal to 3 minus 3, it's meaning distance from the x-axis is 3 unit, and minus showing its quadrant. Both x and y are negative, so both lying in the fourth quadrant, and we have to find out this distance. This distance we have to find out. This distance we have to find out. So consider the point this drag. Then what we can do? How can we solve? We will solve by using Pythagoras theorem. Draw perpendicular QS on the x-axis. This we will draw perpendicular here. QS. Perpendicular on x-axis. Also draw a perpendicular PT. This perpendicular PT. On QS. PT on QS, and join this like this. So again, what's become? Right angle triangle become. It's meeting at a point, and this point where this cutting, this point name is R. And what are its coordinates? This point coordinates are 6 and 0, and on this, whose coordinate remains same? Y coordinate remains same, and x coordinate changing on it. And but here x coordinate becomes 0, so coordinate of this point is 0 and 4 units. Understood or not understood? Now we have to find out what we have to find out. This distance PQ. So how can we find out? This is how much unit? Its distance from the x-axis how much? Minus 3 unit. 3 unit. And what is this? Its distance from the x-axis is how much? 4. 3 plus 4, 7. This is 4. So total this how much? 7 units. Understood? Now this find out from this to this. It's how much? 5 unit. 5 is this, and this is how much? 6 unit. Total 11 unit. And if I can say what are the coordinate of this point S? S is lying on the x-axis, so definitely its y coordinate is 0. And what's the y coordinate? X coordinate? X coordinate is equal to this or equal to this. So what's here? Minus 5 and 0. And T point coordinates? What are the coordinate point T? This point coordinate. Anybody able to tell? X is 0? No. Y 0? No. Because this point is not lying on the any axis. So this unit, this is its distance. This is its distance. How much? Minus 5. And this is how much? 4. But here is, this is here 4. Y is positive here. So coordinate of point T is minus 5 and 4. And we can find out. So this type of triangle become, this point name is B, its name is Q. This is how much? 7 units. And this is 11 units. So easily we can find out 7 square plus 11 square under the root is equal to PQ. 77 plus 121. 77, not sorry, 49. If you can shell under the root 170, this distance is under the root. This is the formula when the both point not lying on the any axis and point lying in the different quadrant. That's fourth part is this. Fifth, now we can find out. 3, for example, I have taken, and now we will reach where on a formula. And what's the name of that formula? Distance formula. So what we can say, let us now find the distance between any 2 points. So we have taken this point P, whose coordinate are x1, y1. Q is a point whose coordinate are x2, y2. And we have to find out this. Look back, come here. Here finding this distance. This distance. Here x1 is equal to 4, y1 equal to 6, here x2 equal to 6 and y2 equal to. So is there any formula by which we can find out? Yes, x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So x2 how much? 6. 6 minus 4 whole square plus y2 8. 8 minus 6 whole square. So what's it become? 2 square plus 2 square. 2 to the 4. 4 plus 4 8. This is equal to PQ square. So what's your PQ? PQ equal to under the root 8. Plus minus coming, but minus you don't know. Why we are removed? Because length is always positive. So come on the topic. This. Let us now find the distance between any 2 points. One point P we have taken, whose coordinates are x1 and y1, and Q whose coordinates are x2, y2. Now this is general formula. What's saying? General formula. Till now taking what? Till now taking particular case. Till now taking particular case. General formula applicable everywhere, particular formula applicable at particular point. So we are having 2 points which are not lying on the any axis. One whose coordinate are x and y1, which name is point P. Another name is x2 and y2 are the coordinate of point Q, and we have to find out the distance. We have to find out this distance. Same procedure. Same procedure. This is, first we can draw this perpendicular. This perpendicular. PR on the x-axis. What are the coordinates of this point? This point P coordinates are x1 and y1. What are the coordinates of this point? Y becomes 0 here because point lying on the x-axis. And what is x coordinate? X coordinate equal to P. What is this? x1. Draw this perpendicular also. So what are the coordinates of this point S? S here it's meaning again y becomes 0. And this is x2. What are the coordinates of this point? What are the coordinates? Which one remains same? x2. But what is y? This is y coordinates. Y coordinates is equal to what? What's y coordinate is here? Y coordinate meaning distance from the x-axis. This distance equal to this distance. If its y coordinate is equal to this y coordinate, this is y1. Understood? If you can understood this, and this is a point origin whose coordinates are 0 and 0. If you can understand this, easily able to show. So let us now find the distance between any 2 points P x1 y1 and Q x2y. Draw PR. This is PR and QS perpendicular to the x-axis. This perpendicular on x-axis, this perpendicular on x-axis, and this one more perpendicular PT on QS. This perpendicular. A perpendicular from the point P on QS this is drawn to meet it at the point T. What's T? Then OR, where is O? Where is OR? This stick. How much unit? X1 I have written. OS already I have written. Understood? And what is RS? RS meaning this. This one. In told here, sorry, both point lying on the same axis. So this distance, so it's meaning RS equal to OS minus OR. OS how much? X2 and OR X1. So RS equal to X2 minus X1, and this is equal to what? PT. So this is also how much? X2 minus X1 unit. Understood? Now we have to find out what we have to find out. SQ, distance between S and Q. SQ is equal to what? This S and Q. What are the coordinate of S? X2, 0, because lying on the x-axis, and Q is a point whose coordinate are X2, Y2. So this distance, how much? This distance is how much? This distance is X2 minus X2, 0, and Y2 minus 0. What's Y2? What's Y2? ST, this. I told you X2, Y1 minus 0, how much? This is ST equal to Y1. ST equal to Y1. But ST equal to PR. So this PR equal to Y1. So what is now this point coordinate you know, this point coordinate know, this minus this 0, Y2 minus 1, so this is Y2 minus Y1. So become a triangle like this. This is point Q, this is point P, this is point T. This distance is X2 minus X1, this distance is Y2 minus Y1. Apply Pythagoras theorems. We know PQ square equal to PT square plus PQ square. Perpendicular square plus base square is equal to hypotenuse square. This angle is right angle, so opposite to this. So here right angle is this. So we have to this. This is hypotenuse according to this. PQ, what is PT? PT, X2 minus X1 square plus TQ, Y2 minus Y1 square. Taking square root both sides, so PQ equal to under the root X2 minus X1 plus Y2 minus Y1. And this is known as distance formula. This is known as distance formula. So one things I can tell you, if you able to decide what are the coordinate of this point and what are the coordinate of this point, this point, this point, this point, anywhere lying in this plane, able to find out their coordinate, then easily able to find out the distance between them, and easily you can find out. This, its derivative not coming in your exam 100%. But if you know, you can tell, otherwise not able to tell. Question coming related to this, but it's my suggestion, one time try to find out derivation of this distance formula, which give you confidence, and confidence playing an important role in the life, any part of life, either in the form of exam or in any other form. If you are having confidence, easily able to do so, on express yourself. If confidence is not good, so it creates a problem everywhere. So this is, I told you all about this distance formula. So tomorrow we will show examples related to this. I try my best. If anywhere doubt, you can ask, I can repeat. But if you can show step by steps, it's become so much easy. In the next parts, value of these are given, we have to write these and we have to show. Nothing we have to do. I told you here is two formula, distance formula and section formula. You can say, sir, midpoint formula also not. Midpoint formula is a part of the section formula. So you can revise till here. Tomorrow we can start examples. If any doubt is there, through comments you can tell. I can repeat that. Thank you all of you and best of luck.